Rebuilding foundation, a work in progress. Dear family, this summer has been leading us through another one of those spiritual ascension, developmental phases of feeling that your life is under construction or being continually evaluated in stages during a long work in progress. Many of us have had to stand back with detached observation and stay behind the enforced construction site yellow tape, while the demolition derby came into your reality with a wrecking ball and a bulldozer. For others, we have been waiting patiently for the right time and the right place to join into the new energy stream. This has had a massive impact in many ways to our life circumstances in any kind of relationship, personal or professional, within any kind of organization, or any other type of dynamic that has been running an obsolete energy system. These energies, astrologically, cosmically, planetary or otherwise, are forcing transformation into a new base setting of which we operate from. For some of us, this is a real testament to our ability in letting go. We are being forced to let go of obsolete relationships, power imbalances, and their emotional patterns, and that is not generally a fun experience, albeit it is necessary. We have to move out from physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual stagnation. And if something or someone is a suppressive influence on your spirit, that situation is being dismantled. Most people have a hard time with endings, so good behavior is not always present. It is especially difficult when we have formed bonds with other people we love, generated stories that include them in our future landscape. And then one has the realization that story is not going to happen. This time cycle is similar to a hard drive reset. We are rebuilding the inner foundation and outer foundation of which our lives are based upon or around. Any interactive dynamic between people, places, and things that is now obsolete in this current energy level, even if it appeared to be working, is getting an overhaul, evaluation, and massive transformation. Remember that this is your inner spirit navigating you through these changes in ways your mind is not necessarily thrilled with at the time. Shifting your perspective to look at these opportunities to learn, strengthen, and grow beyond your current belief systems to expand consciousness is what the purpose of this time really means. Have comfort in that knowing. You are rebuilding foundation if you are having a difficult time during these life-altering changes. Changes are Johnny on the spot. Once again, the more adaptable, flexible, and fearless one is in the face of massive transformation and change will be the relative experience one has while the dust flies and the energetic chaos continues. It is similar to a set change or a location change on a movie production set. Prop master and gaffer, where are you now? Massive reconstruction is happening now in the field, and that lends to more surreal, weird, and unusual experiences. However, many of us that are seasoned on the ascension pathway are not new to this type of paranormal phenomena. It's another day in the life of a light worker. However, these powerful forces bring a new sweeping wave of people getting a fast shakedown into the awakening fold. This intense current is moving very fast, and it requires spontaneous acceptance of massive life-altering changes. In fact, spontaneous may be an understatement. This time requires now moment life changes in a split second, of which directions are laid out on the spot. Some of us may still try to register to the brain what is happening, but by the time it registers, the change is already been made and gone. Those of us that have developed the ability to listen and follow the inner spirit without hesitation are marveling at the new energetic efficiency of the changes being made. The energy available to us now makes it quick, rapid, efficient, and crystal clear. However, many humans are not well equipped to counter and to neutralize the kind of stress that these changes and their events exert on the individual person. These types of life-altering patterns without evolutionary context and tools can be experienced as traumatic and painful. That means that fear, chaos, despair, and trauma are very high in the collective field, and we have many confused people wondering what in the heck is happening. Many people identify with these fear forces and negative feelings as stemming from their own internal misery, and that is not exactly an accurate perception. The collective human energetic weight can feel like a crushing density without some development of inner foundation and inner clarity. This confusion is also transpiring in many extra dimensions outside of our third-dimensional fishbowl, adding more intensity to the entire melting pot of transformation. The melting pot. The fiery heat of the melting pot is the necessary process of synthesizing the opposing forces in our life. As we move through this end cycle, we undergo the forging required through the remixing of these forces, like hot metal being forged into shapes. The spiritual forging of a human being produces a host of new characteristic human strengths. That forged human has the capacity to evolve into a superhuman through the biological ascension process. Through the spiritual ascension process, we are exposed to great internal heat, environmental shifts, and energetic catalysts to effect a deep chemical change, a change so profound on our being that it has molecular and atomic consequences. Ultimately, the consequence of all of this pressure in all of its forms, as it's applied internally and externally, has a profound impact on one's consciousness. As an example to understand this archetypal pattern, the tarot card of temperance represents this same alchemical mixing and blending to achieve equilibrium. ultimately as a result of the joining of these forces. Those feeling the weight and density of life change may feel empowered and lifted to reflect or meditate on the meaning of temperance in your life. Many times when we have context for change, the suffering is removed. Temperance is almost invariably depicted as a person pouring liquid from one receptacle into another. Historically, this was a standard symbol of the virtue, temperance, one of the cardinal virtues, representing the dilution of wine with water. In many decks, the person is a winged person, angel, usually female or androgynous, and stands with 1 foot on water and 1 foot on land. This most certainly is our theme this year with the Hieros Gamos, the necessary return of balancing inner and outer forces. And that process is especially being enforced now in every area of our lives. If there is a relationship or organization we are involved in that is not flowing in the same energetic stream, that situation is gearing up for completion and the redirection of its resources. This is also serving as an energetic alignment and convergence of congruent timelines for each being and its circumstantial level of growth. The areas that we are not balanced or in congruent flow with our inner energies are generally viewed from the perspective of pain and suffering. Physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain can be very present in the body now, and that gives one the opportunity to address that pain and do the emotional work necessary to transcend that pain. With an evolutionary context and some basic tools, this pain will lead us back into balance with ourselves as we apply a proper perception with a positive attitude. With an evolutionary context, we can begin to comprehend our larger connection to the macrocosm or universal forces, and we can allow ourselves to relax into that universal flow. Once we can see our existence as a higher self within a larger group consciousness, our individual issues fall away, and we cease to be so absorbed in our perception of personal suffering. Yet the suffering experience can be productive when inquiring on the nature of the pain. Where are the areas in your life you feel pain or suffering, and what message is it giving you? Let this lead you to a new version of yourself. When you are free of internal fear, you are free to move away from suffering. This allows one to converge with others who are sharing the same energetic alignment path, one which creates more balanced energy and value exchanges through the interaction between more congruent parties. There is no bad or good. It comes down to resonance, inner congruency, and the proper alignment of mutuality. Seeds must be sown where they can grow and flourish. We do not expect to grow a harvest from the bedrock of stone. One must till their own soil, and no other can do that for you. Restructuring fields. August's magnetic peak was a pinnacle movement in the extra-dimensional fields which, like the domino effect, has created a spiritual diaspora. Many entities and energies are dislocated from their time and space continuum. The phenomena of collapsing time and space fields has been transpiring gradually for a very long time and rapidly gaining acceleration. Many other planes of existences and the content in those fields are undergoing dimensional shifting, displacement, ascending in octave, time and space collapse, negotiations, surveying damage, rehabilitation, and reassignment. The mechanics of the consciousness fields being restructured are at the highest intensity we have known on the planet now, as frequency fences, quarantines, and their membranes that were in place in between many other dimensions are now gone. The restructuring fields are moving planes of existence and the beings living within them into different coordinate locations. This is the necessary movement for evolutionary change, involving many variations of consciousness levels that exist on Earth and extra-dimensionally, like the notes being played in a musical scale. We are playing a massive game of universal musical chairs that has its players running all over the room to find a place to sit down. This brings the quality of extra-dimensional forces, entities, and disincarnates much more present to the awareness of human beings that have some degree of neurological and energetic sensitivity. Naturally, the humans plugged in the most this way are genetically predetermined and are the starseeds, indigos, and planetary lightworkers, whether they know that is their role for this incarnation on planet Earth at this time or not. We see many advanced souls still grappling mentally or emotionally to comprehend who they are and what they are truly capable of. Anyone that has been spiritually awakened is feeling, sensing, and interacting with these restructuring energy fields and lives this every day as a reality experience. Depending on one's development to trust the inner guidance, each of us has to find our own inner truth to bridge the mental body and spiritual body experiences. That begins by forming some kind of cohesive context and language to express that experience. However, we are aware that the mass majority is still not sensing most energetic phenomena in any kind of spiritual or evolutionary context. All human beings have this capacity to access higher sensory perception, yet very few are using that capacity. The challenges of our human community continues with forming language, context, communication, and ways to express the status of our ascending planet, and open the dialogue to discuss these great challenges that humanity faces now. We have many more people operating at diverse levels of consciousness and serving different roles more than ever before. This makes intentional exchanges, clear language, and communication skills extremely important as a type of energetic currency forming in the shifting paradigm. Not only are we being moved into developing greater communication skill with the incarnated human family, we are having communication with many more levels of existence as their reality crashes into ours and all parties involved are confused. The confusion is how we all can openly communicate with the realms opening into the human world and not be scared or in denial or persecuted for doing so. Our light family is needed to be supportive, inclusive, and tolerant of the different ways of perceiving language and ways of communication. How do we find the most compassionate language to draw boundary distinctions required to hold energetic space integrity, create value exchanges, and yet feel open and inclusive to all? As we interact with these restructuring fields and the entity displacement it causes, how can we best be productive and of service? Issues of spiritual diaspora. As the magnetic peak gave way to many openings in the planetary dimensional structure, this allows many more people to be exposed to these energies, elements, disincarnates, and many other types of extra-dimensional activity. Multidimensional activity on planet Earth is rapidly accelerating, and still there is not much information available to the masses about what it means to become a multidimensional human being. This leaves symptoms that people do not realize are multidimensional or spiritual energetic issues, as they have not been given a context for multidimensionality or spiritual ascension. Many people's bodies are having reactions to environmental energies, and their body is searching for homeostasis, a way to achieve balance between the changing bodily systems. As the environmental energies become more chaotic, the energy body is being exposed to many different forces, and spiritual house cleaning is not something that is taught or readily available. As light workers, we may be helping more people to understand the necessity of energetic self-clearing through whatever way that person can accept that communication. It is truly critical to know that everyone has the power to call upon and run life force to shield their body, as well as remove blocked or harmful energies from impacting their aura, as well as how they experience those energies in the environment. If one is empathic and feels geological pain and trauma, they do not have to hold on to that pain inside their body. There are many re-educational materials and ascension tools to prevent that from happening within the ES community. Most people that are seeing things in their bedroom at sleep time, watching orbs or seeing UFOs in the skies, do not realize that many times they are seeing something existing in another dimension. Much of the phenomena that humans perceive more of now has always existed at some level of interaction with that person or on our planet. We just did not perceive it as existing yet. When we become multidimensional, we start to perceive things that exist in other dimensions. Recent sequential events have changed the portal access points and removed some of the dimensional blocks that existed between the Earth core and all the subsequent dimensions 1 through 5. Many of those spaces have an underworld quality. Some consciousness has been trapped there, and these spaces are required to be restructured in the way that they interface with our planet and human consciousness. Guardian architects and Aurora networks are performing systematic survey of damage in these areas, and a mission reassignment is underway within the needs that are specified to create the most beneficial changes to outcome. Attachments. One byproduct of this dimensional shifting is that more people are feeling energetically slimed while visiting or moving through certain land demographics. Additionally, people are becoming more aware of the various levels of energetic attachments that come from the landmass and are getting stuck on their aura. Many lightworkers already are well aware of this issue and have a regular spiritual housekeeping regime to keep their energetic aura clean and clear, such as with the 12th dimensional shield. Many others have not felt this as a major issue until recently. As our planet undergoes great polarity amplification from massive frequency and dimensional shifts, there are areas on our planet that are increasingly capable of holding higher frequency, while others are not. More of us can feel these frequency differences existing in the different areas. These are known as ascending or descending hubs. There are a great many energy schisms existing in some places, and grid workers will be called to visit many of these spaces in the coming times. Environmental harmonization is greatly needed, and that is a primary role of the starseed and indigo families. As we are called to these places, many times the high density and reversal life force is contributed towards by trapped energies or trapped entities in that area. To run life force throughout the planetary grid, we must remove the blocked or dead energies first, and that includes attachments. ES Community had such a project while in Bali last month. These energetic attachments can be a part of the following: elementals, dead energy, demonics, earthbound souls, collective thought forms, fragments, ancestors, etheric weaponry, geopathic stressors such as Curry lines or static energy fields, and just plain bad energy, which is reversed life force deposited into the landmass, in houses, in places of worship, or in any other space a person walks around on the ground. This kind of negative energy can build up in a person's aura and make one feel physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually sick. This is similar to understanding if our life force and aura are not circulating properly, we can have clogged pipes. And that makes us feel unwell. If we have an entity attachment in our aura, it can make us feel sick, slimed, and not ourselves. Most humans are not aware if a massive trauma happens on a landmass at any point in time. That energy is stuck there until someone cleans it up. If no one does, it lingers and attracts more negative energy. Generally, this creates an unhappy space, and a sensitive may feel this energy and want to run away from it. Hopefully, a light worker or grid worker will notice it and will place heart energy and living light into the field to override such heavy energies. Many times one may notice a place where trauma has been, such as a suicide or a person that was murdered, or there is a depression, just how heavy and sad that place can feel. This is called astral and etheric residue, and many of us already sense and feel when that kind of negative energy is present. Thoughts and emotions are things and leave energetic imprints and residue in everything. To an unconscious person, they pick up on these external energies and they think it is coming from inside themselves. Many times, the person will act out the same energetic pattern without even knowing about it. Additionally, because we have so many displaced entities, many light workers with a strong light aura are attracting extra dimensionals as well as trapped or confused human souls. They are coming to you for the light and for help. A tool will be provided in this newsletter to begin to support the land, nature, and any beings that may be confused and are stuck in that land or place, the house, or any space. Many beings get stuck or attached to an object and cannot leave on their own. With this tool and an open, loving, and sincere heart, you can help comfort, transit, and guide these energies in a way that is good for you and good for them. And so we open with the light worker invocation command. How to open a 12th dimensional portal in the environment to annul negative vortices and override negative spin points to crystal coding alignments. In our opening, in our statement, in the name of God, I serve the guardian consciousness, serving God in the sacred law of one. Quickly connect and amplify your 12th dimensional shield. And now set your space. Beloved God, Holy Mother, Holy Christos, I call upon our families of living light, aligned to the law of one mission, to work together for the highest capacity of God's infinite light, love, and power in divine right order and harmony. Please open the 12th dimensional vortex in counterclockwise motion into the expansion of celestial Christ as we grid this space entirely in the crystal star intelligence. Through the north, south, and east and west, I direct the corners to be sealed in the light of unity and oneness. I am impenetrable and invincible with the light. I ask the aurora forces to anchor our space in sacred service to the law of one. I invite the crystal force here and now. I claim my divine inheritance and self-sovereign God power now. I choose the pattern of perfection now for all human beings, for I am the diamond sun. As you see the 12th dimensional portal spinning outward in concentric circles, see it open and expand around you. And now for the statement. Please close and terminate all reversal systems. Please close and terminate all harmful energies and negative vortices in this environment, in this land, or within the nature. I consecrate and dedicate this space to the authority of God's natural laws and to that of the eternal living Christ. As I am God, sovereign and free, I so decree. Please generate a field of divine grace around and within this room, this land, within this space. Please anchor frequencies of unconditional love and forgiveness in this space. Please generate blessings to all who enter or dwell here, human and non-human, in the light and service of the One Source God. I claim this space and the beings in my care as sovereign and free in the light of God, now and always. Please seal these blessings into permanent installation here. Now we will designate a space for shadow or reversal element in order to clear astral debris and exit from the area. I request your assistance in creating a doorway and vortex to clear debris and to be used as an exit point by all negative elements, attachments, and entities. I hold this as a transit gate to go directly to the God Source, living light. I have 100% intention and request that any and all of these shadow elements within myself, within the land, nature, animals, plants, spaces, or places here, and within any other beings in any time field or time zone, clear and transition through this exit point and transit gate now. Pause and feel the energies moving through and allow the time as you feel guided. Again, we send gratitude for all for using this exit gate with love and appreciation. When you feel complete with this process, then you want to close your space and session. I harmonize and hold this space in the name of oneself. As witness to one, I seal this into the light of union and wholeness in service to the oneself. Please take this through the morphogenetic field and subtle energy systems, through all levels and components of my being and this space, fully, completely, totally, and permanently, as we anchor, lock, and seal throughout all time and space. Beloveds, I thank you for this opportunity as our infinite stream of love is with you. And so it is as we seal and end our session in the light of wholeness and union. Now, in addition, for those that have felt physical pressure in the astral body, remember to seal your astral body along with wearing your 12th dimensional shield. This should give more relief from etheric, astral, and emotional pressure. That process is using the golden egg to seal your astral body. As an example, see a golden egg with the golden ray frequency inside your brain and third eye. Drop the golden egg to your tailbone and blow it out from your perineum area. See the bottom root chakra sealed in a gold lid. Create another gold egg in your brain and drop it into your second dimensional chakra. See it and push it from front to back. See the chakra cone sealed in both directions in a golden lid, both front and back. Create the last gold egg in your brain and drop it into your heart chakra and blow it out, front and back. See the front chakra and back chakra sealed in a golden lid. If you feel vulnerability anywhere else in your body, like your head or your neck, repeat that process in that area of your body and blow it out to surround your head and your whole body while encased within your 12th dimensional shield. As our fourth dimensional or astral bodies are our emotional body, which is connected to our individual and human race emotional body, as well as the additional activity that's happening on our planet now. This practice will help to protect your emotional body from rips or tears in the astral layers of your auric shield. Emotional imprints from the environment will be shielded so your body does not absorb the acute or intense emotion coming from others around you. Thank you for being here and sharing these intense times with the Guardian family. I appreciate your patience and participation with the use of these tools as you feel empowered and guided to do so. Until next, stay in the luminosity of your avatar heart path and be kind to yourself and each other. Until next, with much love.